Yeah.
What's funny comedy?
Big ups to all the greatest comics. Today we paying homage. Red cup, sunglasses, and the latest garments. Big laughter and deep convo. Talk shit, but we keep it hundo. Big city like a beef combo with peppers. House music and Uncle Steppers. Cussing aunties, ripping stages to running companies. We on the grind, nothing comfy. I got time if you wanna front me. Mindy B, Sean Morgan, KB. Legendary shit like Fields and KG. Major platforms, we airing in HD. New comics and some my season is Bay Leaf. Gotta know the vibe, Chicago is State Street. Platform where ghetto, blessings and grace meet. Peace.
What's funny today? I can tell that my people got something to say. I don't care if you hate, I'm stunned anyway.
What's funny today's show?
I'm a stun anyway. Yeah. What's funny today? I can tell that my people got something to say. I don't care if you hate, I'm stunned anyway.
What's funny today's show?
I'm stunned anyway.
Hey, what's going on, comedy family? Welcome back to the What's Funny Today show, season 4 reloaded. And if you are a comedy lover, if you're a laughaholic, enjoying great content, this show is absolutely for you. I'm Indy B. I'm in the host seat. Can't wait, man, to cue up some of these laughs, help release some of this funny today. And if you've been rocking with us for the past 3 seasons, you know what type of time we on. We covering the latest in comedy news, comedy collaborations, and some of the hottest talent coming in and out of the country, man. And season 4 is definitely kicking off and heating up with some Detroit comedy royalty in the building, man. So stay locked and loaded for the full episode, man. Thanks to all y'all at home. Tapping into the What's Funny Today show page on Instagram, and more details to come about subscribing to the YouTube. So if you are just tuning in, let's get in tune with our founding father, man. Like, none of us will even be sitting here. Knowledge Beckham, 4 seasons of the Today Show, a 3rd annual festival coming back to the city in Chicago. The strongest and belief in comedy that I've ever seen. Just a complete genius, man. Knowledge Beckham. What's going on, man?
Man, thank you.
Woo!
Season 4, 31 episodes in the books. It's been amazing, man. Most importantly, people are checking out the shows. Mad appreciation, all the comedians across the country tapping in, giving their feedback, showing how much they have love for the show. And so we're going to keep bringing you some of the dopest comedians that are out here. And we got one today.
Got one today.
Mindy, can you believe I actually had beef in these comedy streets that I didn't know about?
I mean,
this brother here, he confronted me in Detroit. And,
Man.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that.
Look at what we got
I'm
now.
going to let you do your thing. Yeah.
Comedy unity right here in the making. You see it right here on screen. Look at what we can do, y'all.
No beef.
We normally have new followers and new subscribers. Again, we always have our resident comic, Sean Morgan. He's out today. What's up to Sean, man?
What up, Sean?
Looking forward to having you back. And Detroit, y'all better stand up because we got y'all finest in the building today.
Sure.
6 seasons of Comic View, the Kevin Hart edition to be exact. Jamie Foxx's Laffapoolza, Bad Boys of Comedy, but sometimes you can't just stop at the stage, you know? Few movie features, Detroit Unloaded, Heaven on 7, and man, one of the greatest 2025 Christmas movies that we've seen in a long time. Unexpected Christmas, along our What's Funny comedy partner, Real Howery, and Tabitha Brown, and I'm just naming a few. He's got the grit, he's got the wit, he's got the staying power. Let's give it up for Uncle Earl. Howie Bell.
Howie Bell in the building.
What up, though?
What's up, brother?
You forgot my other credit, my Tubi movie where the bullet went around the tree and hit the... No, I wasn't in that. Been in several Tubies.
Listen, man, I was not warned. Knowledge Beckham tell me everything, you know, getting on this show, like what specials I need to watch, how to stay on top of comedy. But Knowledge did not warn me.
I ain't tell you about that one, huh?
About Howie Bell. Now, I don't know when this is going to air, but we're talking the December 27th show with Marlon Mitchell at the Comedy Bar. And I mean, some laughter that I couldn't, you ever laugh, sorry, you can't get it out.
December 28th.
December 28th. Help
December
me with my
28th.
dates.
That's
Help
all
me
good.
with my
I got
dates.
you. We're going to be correct. We're going to make sure we're going to be accurate in
But
our
that type of laughter that you can't even get out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's been a long time, and I've seen a lot of comedians, man. So thank you for that, first and foremost.
For sure.
Thank you. That means
I've been doing
means
that
a lot.
for a long time. Long time.
So you can tell us what time you on
Yeah.
right now. I told you what type of time we on. Detroit food or Chicago food?
Oh,
Let's go. Let's go.
Chicago.
Right out the gate.
I hate to say it. Chicago food is.
Chicago food.
Yeah, I think Chicago got
Hey,
a lot
we'll
of cities
we'll
beat.
take it.
I'm gonna put Chicago food up there. Only place I would put above Chicago is probably the state of Louisiana.
Now that,
I would put the Creole food
Okay.
and just the way they make food. That's the only really other city.
I
Chicago's
could take
food
that.
overall is incredible.
Yeah,
probably
indeed.
some of the best chefs here too.
For sure.
Yeah, y'all make little
I like that.
rinky dink spots good here.
I like that. Like I love
Give me
that.
that fish with the mild sauce and barbecue.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
You can't
right,
put ketchup on the hot dogs or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all weird with
you
that.
would get a fight.
Yeah, you will. I put
the
ketchup on my
hot
hot dog. Chicago. But I do use relish and mustard.
So I'm excited about this show, man. To talk about that Detroit game. Mecca comedy in Chicago. We don't get that Detroit game.
You know what game I thought you were talking about? The Detroit Lions. But we're not going to talk about it. All right, so shout out to the Bears. It's a new year. It's a new time. All right, but no, man. The Detroit game and comedy game, it's just been around for a long time. I thank you for saying comedy royalty and all that stuff, but I would put people like Downtown Tony Brown.
Yes.
Tony Roberts and Big Daddy Fitz and Coco. It's two Cocos. Coco from Baltimore and Coco from Detroit.
Okay.
And so it's just certain people, Kool-Aid, God rest his soul, that would to me, I would put, you know what I'm saying, on
That's humble of you.
that
That's
level.
humble of you.
You know what I'm saying? I learned from all those people. So you know what I'm saying? So for me to even sit here and represent the city of Detroit in a comedic way is pretty damn good, I think. You know what I'm saying? So I got to speak on the ones who paved it. You know what I'm saying? And started that Detroit comedy scene and all those tough rooms that everybody talks about, from Scruples to, you name it. All jokes aside, it was all jokes aside here in Chicago as well.
And one day,
Raymond Lambert and Mary Lindsay.
Shout out to Ray
and so
and
when I
Mary.
first started doing comedy, I was going up at the All Jokes in Detroit. And Mike Bonner, of course, I didn't leave him out. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the greats, and he was one of the hosts of All Jokes Aside back then. So those, humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah.
What year did you first hit the stage, Howie?
1990.
Hey.
95.
95.
Yeah, my brother Tony Roney introduced me to comedy.
Yeah.
And Tony Roney is still doing big things, a major part of Detroit comedy as well. The fabric of, the Detroit game. Yeah, and he started me at 95. I went up on stage at a place called The Sting. Yep, I went up last. I think he brought me up with like two people. He's like, "You want to go up finally?" I was like, "Yeah." And I went up there, and they just stared at me. And I was like, "Okay," and they was like, "All right, that was good." That was the beginning.
So you've been in the game 30 years now.
Yeah.
That's quite the journey.
Yeah.
And I've known you for a portion of that journey.
Absolutely.
How we saw each other in Detroit.
Yeah.
Early this year.
Yeah.
I think it was early this year. You told me about a beef that I didn't know existed between us, brother, and I knew the pod was up and running, so I knew. Take it over.
So here's the thing.
And you can be honest.
New York's got somebody that, because he comes from there. He's been around my career
Outriggers.
for a very long time. And we used to be, and this is beautiful where we at now, but it wasn't always so beautiful in Harvey. And we used to kick it in Harvey, and this man used to have real conversations for hours. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, about the business, about the game. This is all, before we even got to this, and I felt like he got with Rail and said, "All right, I'm gone," and which I wasn't mad at, but I was like, "Nigga, what about me?"
Not the Bernie Mac knowledge.
I did a little bit, and it wasn't even. And I want people to understand this. It's absolutely zero to do with any type of envy or jealousy or anything like that. Rail is one of my very good friends. So, and I've never expressed it, even through all the years. I didn't. That day I said, "Let me talk to you."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just because it was something I was holding, because I felt like I had missed out on a lot of opportunities. And I felt like, when you got one of your friends who has an opportunity in a lane, and I felt like not that because he's busy. I don't know what's going on. People have their lives, but I felt like, man, damn, give me a wink. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. And but now everything has come full circle though to me.
Facts.
And so to me, that was a conversation that was just had to heal my own wounds. But now, with Unexpected Christmas and all of these things to come, like I said, it's come full circle, and I'm proud of Knowledge and for everything he's done and took Rel to the level he is now. Because if it wasn't for this guy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he really put the fire down.
It's real talk.
And that's why I got mad, because I'm like, man, we was building this fire together, bro. I got a marshmallow. You know what I'm saying? Let me put mine over the fire. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's really where it came from.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, brother. And looking at you, man, I love you, bro. You
Likewise,
know,
bro. Love you too.
And nothing stopped me though.
Yeah.
I never got angry. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like that was personal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even talked about it right here if you wouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things are personal with people, People are so quick to run to social media and tell the world about all of their, mishaps and problems or anything they have with a person. You may not even know a full story behind what they've been through.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we're so selfish in how we think. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really get on myself like, man, just chill. And look what happened. Right. You know what I'm saying? It took years. You know what I'm saying? But it came back. And so to be in a major movie with Rel and then back with him, this is kind of it's like some destiny time, and that's how God works. Because maybe I wasn't damn ready. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my shit wasn't together. So you have to always do a lot of self-analyzing and hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? For everything. Stop blaming other people, even when it's something that deep or personal with you. It could be you. And so saying all that to say, man, I love anybody who's around comedy still to this day that's been involved with it for over a couple decades, to me, get my respect in general. Because you've helped put money in comedians' pockets, and you've helped give them opportunities. And, some of these comedians have gone and grown on to be really big, celebrities within their own right, and coming from a bar or a lounge. So,
hey, man,
what I'm saying?
I appreciate you laying that out.
That was so much game.
When you hit me with it, I wasn't.
You wasn't ready for it.
I wasn't ready. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
This man on the pause shit. Say when you hit me with it. It was just I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and it's the story is probably a bigger story. No animus, and a lot of folks, for years people didn't know what happened with me and Rel in terms of why aren't you in Hollywood. So it was a lot of shit that I had to answer,
right?
Because people want to know, and then people rather talk than really know.
That's right.
And I'm kind of one that I do my comedy thing, but we kind of work in a space together too. So I ain't necessarily sitting down chopping it up with you, telling you exactly what's happening in my world, in my life, and so kind of whatever swam out there, I just let it swim. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but this also speaks to just comedy, man, and knowing so many of you all who have been in this game for 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, never a talent deficiency. If you had to just kind of look back now, 30 years in this game, and you had to kind of rank on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult it is to quote unquote make it, where would you land with that number for your journey?
Yeah, 50. I mean, this shit it's hard. I would never sit here and sugarcoat to anybody the business of entertainment, whether it's stand-up comedy, acting, modeling, I don't care what, beauty pageants, whatever you want to do, journalism, if you want to be an anchor, anything involving lights, camera, action, writing, directing, producing, any of that, it's going to be tough.
Period.
I don't care what genre of the business you want to do or be involved in. It's not easy. So, I've been doing, like you said, since 1995, and I feel like the world doesn't even know me.
Right.
But with that being said, I have made it because I've been working as a stand-up comic since 1995.
Right.
There you go.
So that's 30 years. Anybody else with 30 years on their job would damn near be ready to retire.
We can have a conversation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only difference is I don't have a pension, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. But I do have 30 years of experience that can now, put me in a position to do multiple things. I know how to write. I know how to produce. I have written and I have produced. And I know how to perform. So in the set design, it goes on and on. So Now I can use the knowledge and the information, and then for the rest of my life, I know that I can apply my information and the knowledge that I know into another field or some kind of, area within the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
Completely.
yeah. So when it comes to like making it and all that, I got my son is a college graduate. I have a daughter at Alabama A&M right now, and I have a 13-year-old getting ready to go to high school.
Listen.
So I have 3 kids, and I haven't clocked in or clocked out for anybody else since 1995.
Strong.
Listen.
Now, their mothers are great women, too. So I've had support from them, too. But I've also been an anchor as well. And, I got to say, when you come making it, I made it. My kids are good. Everything else from here on out is fluff. Mm-hmm. This is just extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I get a nice house or, a nicer car, or that's just extra stuff. I've done exactly what I was put on earth to do, and have children and make sure they're straight. So from here on out, it's a party.
So
Bro,
I love it.
So the comedian watching this, been in the game 3 or 4 years. Okay, I'm trying to become funnier.
Yeah.
But give me a couple of things. What makes this so difficult? What makes it so hard? Why is it a 50? What do they have to look forward to really?
You know what's the hard part? And if they could get over this, it gets easier. Consistency. If you do this, I don't care if you do it 4 or 5. Let's say you've been doing comedy 10 years, but you only go up 2 or 3 times a year. Are you really doing comedy for 10 years? Exactly. So my thing is, you just got to be consistent and create some kind of flow for yourself. Young comedians, I talk to them all the time. I love, Buddy Love is one of my guys, you know what I'm saying, from Detroit, and lives in New York. And it's my dog. And I talk to him all the time. Him amongst others, you know what I'm saying, about, what to do in certain situations. I can't really teach them what to do, but I can say, hey, I did this like this. Maybe this could work for you or maybe not. Just listen and maybe, you know what I'm saying, you can apply it or maybe not. Because comedy is so, like obscure that you can't really say this is how to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's another part of the difficulty because there is no way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the only way is like cookie cutter stuff, like go to the open mic. Make sure you go, you know what I'm saying? Call other comedians, get their contacts, start doing, it's simple things that you can say that they can apply. But other than that, you really on your own. This is like one of them sports that nobody can teach you how to play it. You got to actually get up there and play and then say, okay, this works for me. You know what I'm saying? And now I can do this. And then you try, and you lose. You try, you lose. Then you win, and you try that, and then you lose. And so it's an ongoing developmental type of thing with stand-up comedy. So the difficulty is being consistent and being able to do all that and still have a life and still have a family and still do everything and keep a smile on your face and make people laugh.
Listen now.
At the same time.
Enough to
So
drive
that's
you crazy.
tough.
That's tough. It's funny you say that because I think that's the part about you all are kind of like lone wolves.
Yeah.
Right? You have
That's
this
right.
crazy fraternity of people that do the same thing you do. And so by nature, you guys are going through similar things. But I often look back, you kind of spoke to Real and a bunch of people, like, what was so different? Because it was a bunch of funny people in Chicago.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
like, for lack of a better word, why him? Right? And there's a number of things behind why him. But I do know, man, and I've done a lot in my life, but there's probably nobody that I've spent more time with talking about their future outside of my daughter. Like in the world. He's like number 2 in terms of, and I think as a lone wolf, you can talk to your comedy buddy or comedic buddy, but shit, they trying to get the opportunity you trying to get. So it's cool, but at the end of the day,
You want to talk to a neutral party.
want to talk to a neutral party
Absolutely.
or one that's really in alignment with
Sure.
your success. So being able to come home after a set and like what you think and getting that, or just calling and talking through some stuff. Hey, I just got off the phone with Bill. He was saying that whatever it might be, you just have somebody, you could do it to a wife or a friend, but they're there from a supportive perspective, but we're there trying to win together.
Sure.
And I think, it kind of hit me, I think, when I asked Leon, I was like, you've been in the game for years, did you ever have a knowledge? And he looked like, nah, and I just think that most of you don't, right? And it's a hard sell because as you're coming up, there ain't much to give me. There was not much at all, right? He's looking for $200 and I'm getting 20%, so that's $40.
Right.
And I done drove you to the joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, in the truck. So I done burnt that up.
40 in the gas.
Exactly. So but I just think one of the things that makes it so tough is you're just truly at it alone.
Yeah.
And that's
You
real.
are.
Yeah.
Nobody is with you when you on the bus.
That's right.
And you got to take that 16-hour trip to the destination to make whatever you're making to send back home to pay the bill. And now you got to figure out how many more shows can I do to get back home.
Right. I'm listening. I'm
I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, that's just how you live. And that's if you're a role, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but if you're a role type of, some comedians don't even go nowhere. So now they are even more in a trick bag because they don't even have the exposure. You got social media now, which is great. So we didn't have social media when I came, so which is actually awesome. It's a really good tool. Now here it is though. Now you can expose yourself, and you can tell everybody about you, but then you get on stage and you don't have 10 minutes. So you got all of these people in this audience, you know what I'm saying? They paid $25, $30, $40 to get in to see you, and you got all the locals blowing you off out the stage because you don't have the time. So it's flipped. Shit is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even with the, comedians that have a strong social media presence, it's still very difficult for them because now you're kind of, you can't follow yourself, as they used to say. You remember that saying? I couldn't follow myself. I couldn't follow my opening. Like, you come out on fire, and then now it's crickets. You can't follow yourself, some of the social media, you know what I'm saying, guys? So it's difficulty in that. And, just, hey, listen, I tell you this, though. Nobody is around, not only for the bus, but nobody is around when the promoter he got you in the back. Like, man, we only made this much. So you've already paid 4 bills with money you ain't got already. You know what I'm saying? And now I walk in the office, and I'm supposed to get whatever, $1,500. Now he got 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a hell of a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
And I've had that happen several times. I still have things like, it's promoters I work with, been working with for years. And still to this day, something can happen. You know what I'm saying? Where they like, hey, this didn't come through. It was a snowstorm, whatever the case, whatever. So I can't give you this. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I had shows in Vegas a couple of years ago, and I had 5 shows to do. They canceled 2 shows before I even got to Vegas. Got to Vegas, another one got canceled, and I went and I was smoking weed in the concert. And so I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Security came and got me out the concert. I was like, you can't smoke weed in here. Now, mind you, there's other people smoking weed all kinds of stuff. They got me out. So the club found out that I was smoked. They fired me. So now I'm supposed to make, I think I was supposed to make the whole trip maybe like, I don't know, $3,500 or something like that. I wound up making like $1,000. Out the whole thing. And then they had to send it to me because like, you fired. You got to leave the hotel. So I went through all that kind of stuff, like stuff that you in the trick bag, you like, wow, did I just fuck off $2,500? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this happen? So I've been through every type of scenario you can name when it comes to not making things happen or making it happen. I've had some really good times too. You know what I'm saying? Really excellent times. I'm probably one of the very few people that can speak on Diddy and say I've worked with him and had probably one of the best parts of my career was working with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I got paid good. I got my whole new. I probably had 2 wardrobes full of clothes.
You got to elaborate. Howard.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to elaborate. I had a great time. I'm not going to let that ride.
I didn't wake up with my ass hurt, so that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So I never had those kind of situations. And people make fun of him and all that and the things. And I kind of feel sorry for him a little bit because nobody is speaking up and saying, hey, this nigga, he didn't do nothing to me.
Right.
Everybody is just dragging him. You know what I'm saying? Which he deserves in a lot of ways for his own actions. So you got to be accountable. But one of the best parts of my career was writing for him when he hosted the VMA Awards. Yeah. And they flew me down from Detroit. I mean, I had a sweet, hotel on right on the ocean, whatever drive that is in Miami. And then we would still go to his house on Star Island and write and have writing sessions. I was with like 4 or 5 other guys. And they were hired by a union. I was hired by him. And he brought me in because his mother took a liking to me from the Bad Boys of Comedy. So I did 2 seasons of the Bad Boys of Comedy. And his mother really took a liking to me, and that's how I got the writing job. And so, without a long drawn out, great experience. I mean, that was just one of my really good experiences in entertainment. Was working with Diddy. So. Man, I've worked with a lot of people.
but you know what Evan said, right? They vet you out and they see. So he wasn't going, you know what I'm saying?
I never was invited to any of the, people call freak off parties or whatever you call it. I was never invited.
But they knew
to any
from
of
the gate.
They probably knew. It's like,
hey.
this dude, he's not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't really try you if you ain't on that.
Yep.
If you own that, they can tell, so they try you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That goes with anything. You know what I'm saying? So they probably knew, and then I'm not very attractive to men. So, I'm probably, I'm not the most attractive man to another man. You know what I'm saying? So they probably was like, this nigga's ugly. I'm not going to come to this party. Stop. But, I never had bad experiences, that guy, and, him amongst others, man. Really good experiences and bad experiences, and that's part of life. So.
Man, you giving so much game. I want to say this. So, as funny as you are, and knowledge, over the 3 seasons, Knowledge has asked a lot of our guest comedians the question of their apex, right? Some of the answers are like, I want to sell out arenas, movies. I want to write. You being as funny as you are, it's like you need to be at that date. Like, I didn't understand that when Niche said that, but when I watched that Dave Chappelle special and seeing people front, back, side to side, I got what she was saying about selling out arenas. So I kind of want to refurbish that question that Knowledge asked about the apex. What does the Howie Bell apex look like? Because I can't say, and this is no offense, but I just can't say that I've really witnessed and seen funny like you. Is selling out arenas the max, the success? That's, you know what I mean? What does your apex look like? I want to be in all these movies. I want to act. What does it look like for you, being as funny as you are?
The older I get, I've asked myself that question a lot. Like, what's the end game? Or like, it's really no end game, but what do you want? I want to produce.
Okay.
I think that I can put some shit together. And I've been doing it on a smaller level, with stand-up. And I think I'm a very good people person. I think I'm very convincing, especially if I got something to back me up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that production is where I want to go. And I don't know for what, though. Okay. It could be for music, it could be for comedy, it could be film, television. I don't know. I think that I can put some shit together, though. So I think that eventually I'm going to grab, because that's been in
your mind.
Yeah, like put something together. Put something together great. You know what I'm saying? I can perform, I can act, I can do comedy, but it's bigger than me. It's my ideas, and it's bigger than me. Way bigger than me.
You're an artist. Yes. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I am. I started off doing plays and stuff when I was a kid. So I went from that, and then my brother Greg Shelton rests. So he worked for Jamie Foxx. Marcus King was one of his best friends, who was Marcus King, was Jamie Foxx's original manager. And so I came up behind my other brothers. So I have 2 brothers, Tony Roney and Greg Shelton. And, my brother Greg has always been a writer and a producer too. I think this kind of thing with us blood-wise, I kind of got into more of the performance, a little more than both of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think, just looking back at it now, and I'm a 53-year-old man. I'll be 54 this coming year.
Look great, Howie.
Yeah.
You are attractive.
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Thank you very much. But, the older I get, the wiser, or the more attention that I'm paying towards what my inner feelings are, as far as the end game or the apex.
Keep going just a little bit more. So, one other guest, our partner, Real, your friend as well, he said that he loved the success that Howie Bell is having. He said, I love the success that Howie Bell is having. Why do you think that's right now?
He's a major part of it, to be honest. I told Real, man, I told him, back when we were shooting the movie, actually, I said, man, I just want to thank you for putting me, as my brother Tony Roney was saying, and it's still his words, for putting me in my right grade. Because that's what he did. He was like, nah, you ain't in the third grade, you in sixth grade. You know what I'm saying? You're in middle school. Come up here. You know what I'm saying? Pull me from there. And so he's a major part of that. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever success that's coming now, you know, I've already built myself to be a strong person. So I got a strong foundation. You know, I got, you know, material. I'm pretty strong. Like all of the nuts and bolts, I already had it. But that ain't always enough. Like you say, we know so many funny people that just ain't do it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? For one reason or another. But sometimes we just need flat out help. Sometimes it ain't rocket science. It's like, I need some help.
So real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, help me.
And that's a real thing, bro. We've had conversations, I mean, almost every episode, right? Because we get into, because again, you all do have this fraternity sort of thing. For the person who goes or gets that opportunity, it's kind of like, yo, we still back here. And
then that's not fair too sometimes to that person.
And that's where I was going with it. Yeah.
And that's why even when we were talking about our situation, like I had to sit back and say, I don't know what he may be going through. Or you know, what led to whatever the circumstances are. That's selfish of me to think, man, what about me? You know what I'm saying? It really, even though deep down inside you need help, but you don't know. You know what I'm saying? If a person can even help you. So we sit back a lot of times, you know, like, man, they could be doing this, they could do this, and they may not have any control over that particular situation or project. And then you say, but you're getting mad because they're not helping you. So, you know what I'm saying?
And even with your unexpected Christmas, right? We see both things, because I remember when Rail told me he had you come, but you had to audition, right? So sometimes the door gets open. And you came in and did your thing,
ready.
Which sometimes people fall short there. So you want the op, but you're not ready for it.
Man, when he told me, hey, man, I got role I know you're going to be good for, I was like, yeah, I got excited. And he was like, I'm going to send you the sides. You know, if you thought those are no sides are just a couple lines out of the script, you know, of the character for you to read. And it's like, I was like, I got to do good. That's the first thing I told myself. You know what I'm saying? If he gonna recommend me for something, man, as soon as I got them sides, I don't think I put them shits down until I was ready to tape myself.
And you killed him.
And then I taped myself, and then I sent it to him, and then he said, we're doing the table read tomorrow. So I got it. He was like, man, come on, man. So he kind of was like, I'm putting you through the process. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even though I think he already had in mind that I was going to do it, and they really wanted me to do it, he still had to send me through the process. And had I not did good in the process, he may not have been able to put his name out.
Absolutely.
It's like, he's not ready. But you have to show that you're ready. And I did the table read in front of everybody, with the whole cast and the producers, and they loved it. And then I was in.
But anyone that's a great story.
But you never know you got something until you got it. Because I've been involved in so many projects, so many pilots, so many things that never came to fruition, and it was right there at the door. And so I almost didn't believe in this until he was like, yeah, the shoot dates. And I was like, okay, we shooting for real. So yes. Yeah.
Man.
I feel like that role is, there probably couldn't have been a more perfect role for you. Yeah. You know how sometimes you street cat get a thug role. It's like, cool, I'm ready to go. It's like, I felt like that role was already you. Is there anything, however, because now it's a real opportunity, that you probably felt like, yeah, this is me, like I can kill this role, but is there anything that specifically you did to prepare, et cetera, beyond just already your natural talent?
You know, looked at my family, my uncles, a lot of them are not here anymore. And I play Uncle Earl in Unexpected Christmas for people that's listening that don't know. But I just looked at them, and it was kind of, this is what they do, you know?
Yeah.
They walk around, they sing and shit, and drink, crack jokes, and I said, I got to pull from that. And it really, man, honestly, it flowed so good. I did not feel like I was trying, you know, so hard. I felt like every time I came up and it was time for me to shoot, it was boom. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was there. Gotcha. It was there. It's things that I wish that I would have did too in hindsight. It was so much stuff. You know, looking at the movie so many times now, and I'm like, ooh, I could have did that. Mm-hmm. But that's with anything. mess with everything. You know, even from when you do a play. When you perform, people don't know when you mess up.
Yep.
You only know when you mess up.
Know.
And so, yeah.
You
and so,
only
but
know.
if you like, oh man, I should have, then now everybody knows.
Yep.
You know. But if you go through something and you flow, you might have left something out, a line or two, but it still worked because they don't know what you were supposed to say anyway. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I felt like, man, it's there. I honestly, it's one of the best project as far as film, any television film that I've ever been a part of. Now, I've been a part of some really good projects, but this is the one, this is a really good one.
It looked like y'all just had to be so much fun on set.
Yeah.
It was. It was a lot of fun. But it was still a struggle. Man, I was coming from Inglewood every day going to shoot that. I was catching a bus out to Santa Clarita sometimes. Yeah. That's where we were. Yeah, for real.
For real.
And then I would get a ride sometimes from somebody, one of the PAs or something. But for the most part, I was catching a bus and pat and turn, as they say in South Carolina, with your feet. How you gonna get there? Pat and turn. So I was using pat and turn, and I was, and getting there, and then have to get back. Get a ride, get dropped back off. One of the cast members dropped me off, maybe down in the city, and then I had to catch a bus or catch an Uber down back to Inglewood. And I was doing this every day.
Damn.
So so yeah, people don't see that part, but they ain't always supposed to see that part. Knowledge.
Right.
The finished product is really what it's
That's
about.
what they see. That's right.
Yeah, because if everybody saw all of the details of everything, all the inner workings, like if a building had all the guts showing all the wires, it just wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Even though you need the electricity, you need the pipes, and you need the water. You don't want to see all that shit.
Not at all.
Let's transition to comedy. So had a couple specials drop recently. I know Kevin Hart dropped a special recently. Dave Chappelle obviously dropped his special recently. I know my man Sean is not here to talk, but he is not a special watcher because he believes in like influence. And that's our savant. This motherfucker can't listen to shit. But do you watch your peers? Do you watch specials or?
I do when I can.
Okay.
That goes with anything, series, specials, sitcoms, and stuff like that. I don't watch necessarily when they come out.
Yeah.
But I watch them. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm behind. You know what I'm saying, on certain things and movies and stuff like that. And that is because I'm a performer. And I think sometimes we get caught up in our work so much as to sit down and breathe and look at somebody else. Sometimes you do have to stop and have a neutral mind and say, let me look at this. You know what I'm saying? And let me support this. Not just me being, once again, going back to that word selfish. It's just too much in me. Let me open myself up. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, I still have not seen the Chappelle special.
You haven't seen it? Okay.
Not yet. But I've been running though. So, but that's been on my agenda. I'm like, as soon as I get home, I'm probably gonna watch it New Year's Eve. I just want to sit and watch it because I don't want to stop it, pause, come back. I want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, to me, you know what I'm saying. I'm a little bit like Sean. I'm not a huge special watcher, but not for his reasons. Not because I want to get something organic or do something in some kind of way. Through osmosis, and all that. I just because I merely don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? I just have to make the time. A couple series I just saw, like Beauty and Black. I just finished that.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? I just saw Sinners.
I haven't still seen
See,
Sinners yet.
that's what I'm saying. So I just saw Sinners, like a couple days ago.
Right.
So, some things I have to catch up on. I'm a little slow when it comes to that. But only because I'm out here working and busy and trying to pay these damn bills. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and keep going. Let's talk about T.I. just for a quick minute. A brief intermission knowledge, Just a brief intermission. Can T.I. skip the line or what? I see some funny clips though.
I don't think he's skipping the line per se.
Okay.
So he got a spot in Atlanta called The Trap. I've done it a couple times. And so he always goes up last.
Come on, T.I.
After the comedians. I was impressed by that. The first time I did it, I was like, why is he going up after me? You know what I'm saying? Almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just killed it.
Yeah.
But to his credit, he does that all the time. And that's made him a good or a better comedian. He's getting his chops up in a local small spot, which is his, and on the bigger stages too in the concerts. So he has a special now. I haven't seen it. I think it just dropped.
Just dropped yesterday.
Just dropped yesterday. Okay.
I mean, it looks
so
kind of funny
interested
to me.
to watch it.
Like that.
I want to watch it. I'm interested. I think he stuck through a lot. I think when he first started doing comedy, he got hella criticized. And I think he kind of rolled that out. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't call him, say, skipping the line or opportunist or anything like that, even though he is T.I. So he has an advantage.
That's the thing.
But Kid from Kid and Play tried to do comedy too. He just wasn't funny. So then you got, but he was Kid.
Yeah.
So he had an advantage too. So you got to still be funny.
Positive K.
I mean,
And Positive K, that's my man, the holder. That
No, I'm saying that's good.
But
He's solid.
he
That's
got
my
work
man.
to do too. But one thing about Positive K though, he goes up at open mics in Atlanta. Like he's in Atlanta.
Yep.
And he go. I see him all the time. Now that I'm impressed by him because I feel like he's doing it on the grind. And he has a set now too, because he's been doing it now. Positive K might have been doing like 10 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's funny you said that
early.
about him because I do see him every now and then. We chop it up too, and I admire him for what he's doing in comedy. Now, Kid, I don't think Kid I think he just thought he was gonna be funny and that people was gonna like him, and I think that's where he made the mistake. It's not too late for him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think he got into it like, yeah, I'm Kid, and people was like, okay, because stand up is like we don't care who you are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you come over here, we got problems.
ready.
You know what I'm saying? We might like you over there. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you come over here to this family,
Yes.
you compete
gotta
with somebody,
really
you know
prove
what I'm
it.
saying? Yeah, these cats are serious, man. These open micers will tear your head off.
For
You
real.
trying to come, and they've been busting their ass waiting
real.
to go up and do this. That's where we all get our, our thick skin from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some of those people, like the people that are famous that try to do stand-up, they don't have like the skin, you know what I'm saying? But they do have it from whatever they started at. You know what I'm saying?
In
So you
their
gotta
lane.
respect that T.I. been, one of the part of, black entertainment for so long. And I don't think it was a hard transition for him. Obviously it's not.
Yep.
So
So have you
kudos
thought
to T.I.
about?
I love that.
Yeah.
I think we had a conversation too in one of our past episodes, and I really try to understand it from the business side, right? And so again, I could be wrong, but I feel like the audience of 15 years ago, it's very different today.
Of course.
Right, in terms of how they look at who they're coming to see, they're concerned with who they're coming to see, where 15 years ago, I felt like you just pulling up. It's a comedy show, it's a dope spot, we just gonna pull up. Now it's almost like, I gotta look them up, I gotta vet them almost before I spend my $10 or $15.
Yeah.
And so that makes me start to think, even like I'm a Dave Chappelle fan, right? At this point in my life, I love that style of comedy. That feels like that's worth my dollar. But he does a very specific type of comedy, right? So one of the things that Sean always speaks to is, bro, I ain't gonna do my Sean impression, but he's basically saying he gotta wait for the laugh, with Dave or whatever. And I get that. And that just makes me think that Dion always calls himself an observational comic, right? Because that's his style, right? Have you ever thought about your style and putting a label on it? Because I feel like almost just like you sell anything, right? Like I may be cool with classic hip hop, not so much mumble rap. Right. And so if I'm going to buy hip hop, don't think it's the same.
Right.
I'm always going to feel good if I go get classic hip hop.
Right.
Mumble rap, I'm going to be very frustrated.
Right.
Right. And so I think if comics, right, because you'll have some people to watch Dave like, that shit just ain't funny. I'm like, damn, how do you not think that's funny? But they like a different type of comic. And so I think right now, comedy, everybody's in a bucket. I think it's still a newer art form, right, in terms of comedy. It hasn't been around 100 years, right? And so have you ever thought about your style of comedy and what box you'd put yourself in, right? So examples, physical comedian, observational comedy, I don't know,
Well, I can say this. Comedy has been around for thousands of years. Correct me on that.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying.
We
We still got to go back to the rules. If it was at one time, if you wasn't funny to the king, you was thrown to the lion.
Facts.
So they really had court justice. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to
Bombing was really
like, no. But comedy, I know what you're saying. Modern comedy kind of came the way they did now. Maybe came around in the 70s, maybe 60s, 70s. George Carlin, Richard Pryor.
Correct.
We can go to that. Red Fox, Paul Mooney. Comedy, yes, is different now. So with social media, this is going back to what I was talking about earlier. You can be popular now, and you know what I'm saying? Then you can get these opportunities that a lot of those guys back in the day, they did not have. So they had to come up through the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually sign a list, actually wait, you know what I'm saying, to go up. And I might not go up this week, and then I got to come back next week. So the grind was different. So when they got the opportunity to get on stage, they treated and respected the stage with a whole different attitude. To get up there was incredible enough. So now that I'm here, I got to do this. Whereas now, everybody's focusing on how they look social media-wise, and they kind of cheapening the stage. And so that's kind of, you know, where we at in stand-up.
I get it, 1,000.
But Chappelle has his own style. And let's be honest, Chappelle is Chappelle. And none of us are him. You're not going to be able to do comedy. I was looking at comedians saying stuff on social media about, oh my God, I saw Dave Chappelle, now I got to throw my whole set away. Why? That was one of the dumbest posts I ever seen. Because, so anytime somebody gonna come around and do something, now you're gonna try to be like them? You're gonna throw your shit away and try to be like this guy now that he hot? Or throw your shit, they said something that impressed you, now you wanna be like that? See, you're not even being yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't have a chance any damn way. So when comedians make statements like that, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing my whole show away. I ain't shit. Huh?
I agree with that from
You
perspective.
know what I'm saying?
I agree with that from perspective. But finish, I'll give you my my perspective on that.
And my whole thing about that is you always look and learn.
Yeah.
And you always get better by looking at people and saying, oh, this is what I can do better. But you don't say, I'm going to rearrange everything I do based off of what I just saw. You are not a comedian being true to yourself as a comedian, should I say. And so I don't agree with that. Now, with that being said, Chappelle can do things that nobody else can do, and he's groundbreaking in doing it because, you know why? He's him.
He's him.
So he knows who he is now. I think I've heard him say that in the clip. I know who I am now, and I know. So I saw him say that, and that is so deep to me because now he can really get busy with his style because it's him. Comedians, you can't be Dave Chappelle. Be who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know, be, you know, whoever you are in your own little town. I've been to cities, and I'm gonna say this, get our subject. I've been to towns, and I've seen the comedian, comedian, Funny Boo Boo, whatever his name is, right? And he's the funniest comedian in the club. I'm talking about for real. In West Bubblefuck, Iowa somewhere. And I'm the headliner. His dude got his whole family, friends, his co-workers, and I gotta get up there 10, 15 minutes, I ain't busting a grape. I gotta be a professional. I gotta figure out how to get these people because they like him so much. If I would have went up there and started trying to do what he did, I'd have straight up bombed and never did good at all. I still had to stick to who I am. I couldn't be overwhelmed by how good Scooty Boo Boo is and forget who the fuck Howie Bell is. You know what I'm saying? Because if I do that, I'm playing myself. I'm playing the audience and I'm playing the game. You know what I'm saying? So be who you are. Don't look at even me, young comedians. Don't even look at me and be like, I want to be like Howie Bell. Don't. Look at yourself and say, I want to be like myself. I want to take good attributes and I want to take the positive things and I want to take some of the things that I think I can apply to myself. That's all you can. That's all you can do.
Man.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? That's 30 years of frustration. You see the sweat coming down.
So here's what I took, and I don't know if that was from McGriff out of St. Louis. That's who's.
Yeah, I saw McGriff.
That's whose joint I saw.
I like McGriff.
And I like McGriff.
That was the dumbest thing the comedians need to throw. They said it down. That was one of the worst posts I ever seen.
Here's what I took from it, because again, you'll check it out. You'll have your response.
And McGriff is a great guy.
He's good dude.
I've been knowing him since we go old comic.
Yeah,
my friend. Yeah, so not shitting on him as a person.
Yeah, I think we've all seen a lot of specials. This special, we actually have a new show coming, so that's a plug, where we are actually going to review specials, talk about them as fans, right? So we'll have fans talk about specials because there's so much content out here, so many specials. But after watching the Chappelle joint this go round, I felt like it was more than a comedy special, right? I feel like this is one that's going to be archived. You know, I Have a Dream, not different thing, but I Have a Dream was that thing. He gave many speeches, but that speech is the one that people can remember, recite pieces of. I feel like that special will do that. And so I think if McGriff, maybe how he felt is like, damn, like he because it was more than a special. Like he masterfully put something together. And as a comic, somebody who touched it in 2006, I can still see a comedian today, tomorrow, the next day, this week. I'm like, I know the joke. That's some shit I heard 20 years ago. That's, and we all know comedians that they ain't done a lot of updating.
Yeah, of course.
And so then that makes me feel that I've paid my 20. I saw you 15 years ago and you giving me the same shit. You're just older now. I don't feel like you're putting in the work because you don't pull off a special because that ain't just about funny.
Now, what you're saying is right, but that's different than what I'm saying. So,
Yes. Okay.
So if a comedian, if you're doing this, funny, me and Tony already had the same conversation not too long ago about material that can either last or not last, or repeating the same material and doing jokes for years. I brought up Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
Jeff Foxworthy, y'all don't know, was one of they came kind of after the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
But he had been doing comedy for a while, but he put together all the white guys.
The
you know
redneck
what I'm saying?
shit,
The
yeah.
redneck stuff. Yeah. But Jeff Foxworthy, the whole, you're a redneck if.
Right.
He had been doing that for decades. Before they got to that with the blue collar. And he kept changing it, but it was the same thing. He just made it new. He remixed it. It was such a popular joke. He did it for all of his career that black comedians started saying, you ghetto if. They literally stole it from this man. Black comedians stole white material, yes. Jeff Foxworthy. And I remember doing comedy and 2, 3, 4, 5 comedians kept talking about, you ghetto if. Oh my God. That was a thing at one time in comedy. And I said to myself, but my point though is, it's all on the individual. Goes back to individual shit. Hey man, some people can get away with doing the same material. Some people can't. I've seen some comedians remix material. I don't give a damn how many times you hear it. That shit is gonna be funny. Tony Roberts, for example.
Yeah.
I've seen him 1,000 million billion times. I grew up in comedy watching him. In my comedy, Tony Roberts has a way of making material new again. Adding to it, taking away, still same premise or something, and then add something else. That art of remix is not easy to do. Especially when you're doing concerts and theaters and everybody keeps seeing you over and over again. And so to your point, like if you don't change your shit, how do you do it? Only certain comedians know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And keep that material. Now, as far as Griff was saying, like if you're doing the same set, you need to throw it away. I do understand because if you're doing the same jokes in the same order every time you get on stage, that is boring and it's horrible and it's stale. You know what I'm saying? But if you are remixing it, you're being creative and you adding tags and you're saying, well, no, the story went like this too. Now you're adding to it. To a story, it's like writing a book. Now you're adding more chapters. As opposed to, you just keep repeating the same chapter. Chapter 1, sunny day. You know what I'm saying? And Easter. Just stop. So I get that.
Yeah.
But I would never encourage any comedian, young, old, or whatever, to throw away your material based off of what you heard somebody else say.
Well, stay with me because I wasn't done, but I appreciate that because you gave me that was great insight. That was a piece of it. But again, and you may not, you're a comedic veteran, genius. I think it was hard not to be inspired because of the work. If he was just telling jokes, we know you've been telling jokes forever. Yeah. But now when you go into the history book, again, that means it's always why I've appreciated a Nas. A lot of cats don't know Nas dropped out at 9th grade. You will not be able to tell by the way he raps. At all. Because he talks about so that's you saying, okay, I could just stay at 9th grade and my shit is going to be very street trap. That's my world. Yeah. But this man will take books, read whatever. So you see him start to slide shit in like, oh, he ain't just rapping. He's studying this album. I feel better about the purchase because I know this man put in a certain level of work to give me this product. And so when I'm in comedy shows, sometimes I'm wondering, I paid, I'm here to check you out. What is this? There's a part early on, you're just funny and talented. That's great. Then I want to see, are you pushing to be great? Now, granted, maybe I ain't pay enough money to see that, but I look for those, right? I look for those that say, hey, I'm a comic, but I work this shit like a 9 to 5. So you can tell that during the day, I'm writing, I'm doing this, I'm watching this. I'm seeing that, and I think when you saw that, you like, man, he's funny, but he's doing more than just a comedy set here. And so I think what McGriff may have been in is if I look at that and it's Dave and everything else, I know I'm not putting in that level of work. Why is he outworking me? He's at this level.
Work ethic is different from your material. So this is still different.
Very true.
It's still different. So, but I get it. They all kind of still have a way of meshing.
Correct.
But work ethic is totally. I know some comedians that work all the time. They get bookings. I mean, they are always booked. They doing their thing because their work ethic is so good. You know what I'm saying? So they may not necessarily be the funniest either. Mm-hmm. Their work ethic is so good. So Dave Chappelle's writing work ethic, because he knows who he is, it's profound.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
But I'm gonna take you, man, to, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm but I'm gonna say I saw Bigger and Blacker with Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. People forget about stuff like that. That was one of the most epic stand-up specials at that time.
Absolutely.
So what you saying is you could say the same thing for that.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? You could say the same thing for some stuff Cat did early. You know what I'm saying? That was incredible.
Yep.
You can really go. You know what I'm saying? And pick out. Even with Kevin Hart. I mean, like all these guys are incredible, man. Let's just be honest.
Facts.
In order for them to just be doing what they're doing, there have to be some kind of genius in there.
That's facts.
When I hear people say Kevin Hart ain't funny, I look at them like they're the stupidest people in the world. It's got to be the dumbest comment I ever heard. How can you not be funny with the body of work that this man has?
He got that sports show with Keenan. This
guy is incredibly funny.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And so just people, even with the Chappelle thing, but you can't go too high, too low. I don't want you to put nobody on no pedestal like that either, to where you feel like I can't be myself because I can't be that. See, that ain't it. And I don't care what you're doing, whether it's comedy or you into religion or you're in corporate world. I'm never putting nobody in a spot to where it's like untouchable, like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you though, and I'm saying, bam, he came up with that, was clever as hell. Mm-hmm. How can I do that for me?
In your own
in my own way, and not change my shit or throw it in the garbage because I feel like I need to write like that. Yep. That ain't it. Yep. And that's my opinion.
Yep.
I dig
you know what I'm saying?
I dig it. I know we got to get ready to wrap.
Yeah, we got the wrap point.
I know you probably got one. I got one real quick for you.
Yeah.
Your Mount Rushmore of comedy goats. So 4 people on Mount Rushmore. Who are those 4 for you?
Love it.
That's so hard to do. And that's an unfair question.
It is. It is, but I'm going to ask you. So.
But it's going to be so dope coming from you, Howie.
Yeah, that's Robin Harris.
There we go. Look at that.
I think that's the first time he's been on the Mount Rushmore, but well deserved.
Yep.
I think that's the first time we heard Robin Harris.
Yep.
Okay.
Robin Harris. Tony Roberts.
Love. Tony Roberts.
I got to. Somebody got to do it.
No, you need your ass beat.
Before people die and shit like that, you got to start saying what it is.
Facts.
This man has literally killed it for so long, for so many years, everybody used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They like, oh, we know he's
destroying shit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a question.
Right.
So,
love that, Robin
Then
Harris.
I got to say, and this is stand-up comedy.
Yeah, stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy. Man, this is hard. I got to say George Carlin. I got to put him in there because he was one of the originators. My father used to really love him. And that's when I first started listening to comedy back in them days. I didn't even think comedy was like a real job. I was like, this somebody talking, you know. I didn't know they got paid to do it until I actually started doing comedy. And I got paid. Like, they like, here. And I was like, $50 for what? Perform. $50? I'm looking at that like that was $1 million. I never got paid to perform. So anyway. Okay. Yeah, George Carlin. Robin Harris, Tony Roberts.
Ooh.
And people get mad, too, when you give your opinions about. But I'm going to put Richard Pryor there. And it's for a lot of reasons. Because he was really the one that made all of the comedians to this day be comfortable in their own skin.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So even now, I'm going to say some real shit. Richard Pryor ain't the funniest.
Okay.
One of the best, though, at groundbreaking and doing specials like how you saying Chappelle's special is, Richard Pryor said some of the most profound things during his stand-up specials. Maybe not necessarily the funniest comedian in the world, but definitely one of the most impactful. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that would be my mount.
Man.
Appreciate
That was
bro.
hard
That's
to
a
do.
great. That's a great.
So
Mount
That's
Rushmore.
hard to do,
So
man.
dope.
I like that.
Yeah,
so
so many. I ain't put
grateful,
one
man.
woman in there. See that?
that's
I'm mad at that because it's some. You know what I'm saying?
Time for women. We'll do it behind the scenes. We are gonna keep you behind the scenes for one clip.
Yeah.
We already knew we was gonna go over time. We did our best. We did our best, but super grateful for you stopping through.
Thank you.
Indeed, bro.
And just like the gems that like I took away, one off the bat, you came to knowledge. It could be another comedian, it could be whoever, and you had a conversation. The growth that you went through to realize when it was your time, wait on that time and be able to execute when your
And
time
be
was
ready.
called
That's
and be
right.
ready, right? And also realizing that everybody ain't in position and don't have the control to help when they calling on it. So like I just think it's so many things throughout the 3 seasons that you help to clarify. Please stay behind the scenes with us, man. The What's Funny Today show is only on Instagram, people. Only on Instagram. Please follow us, lock in, interact, like, follow, share, all of the above on the What's Funny Today show on Instagram. But we are all things What's Funny Comedy on Facebook, specifically the YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button, man. We almost to 1,000 subscribers, y'all.
Hey, no.
We
I'm
coming
watching.
on
We
up
need
in
more.
this
We need
season
more.
for a world. We need more,
more.
but come through, man. We enjoying it. The interactions, man, the comments are coming through. Super appreciative. Until the next time, season 4, we will be back with What's Funny Today. We will absolutely and always be sure to tell you. Peace out.
There we go.
Peace. My man, Howie B, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man.